What's up, my boomers? It's me, Melanie Mac, here on my new channel, Melanie Mac Go Boom. Thank you all so much for hanging out with me today. So I hit 28,000 subscribers. I'll celebrate more when I hit 30,000. I'm really excited. I think once I hit 50,000, I'm going to stop calling it my new channel, my intro. So hopefully that'll be soon. But anyway, thank you all so much. It means a lot to me. I've been having a blast. So today I want to talk about the new Halo show and how at this point they aren't even hiding that accuracy was not a priority. Okay, so let's go ahead and dive into this. There's this thread on Variety made. I do have to say Master Chief does look exceptionally rad. The filter they're using on their camera, effects, whatever it is, with this whole aesthetic and costume looks really cool. So it's sad that they could have done something so amazing because it looks so good. But unfortunately, apart from that, not so much. We already heard that they're going to have Master Chief take off his helmet at some point, which is stupid. And there's more. So let's read this. First, this is Halo's Season 1 showrunner Stephen Kane estimates he wrote more than 265 drafts for the first 9 episodes, balancing everything from the production's needs to story notes from Steven Spielberg to the desire to fold in as much of the mythology as possible. Okay, yeah, that sounds interesting, right? Well, let's keep going. The richness and the depth of the universe was immediately mind-boggling and incredibly exciting, Master Chief actor Pablo Schreiber says of Halo. What it means as a storyteller is that there's already been a huge amount of preparation and groundwork. Okay. Halo Season 1 showrunner Stephen Kane on Master Chief's storyline. We're going to tell a story about a man discovering his own humanity. Okay. Cool screenshot. While the Halo series will draw heavily from the game's mythology, it will chart its own separate storytelling path because of course they don't like accuracy. The Halo TV series exists in what 343 is calling the Silver Timeline. Now that said, I do like it when video game movies or shows or anything like that, I don't like it when they retell an exact story we've already seen. So I am not even opposed to that. All the costume designs are really cool here. I'm not even opposed to that, but it's just, you still need to be faithful to canon and to create new stories, but be faithful. You know what I'm saying? And this ain't it. Cortana is just, she looks like a soccer mom. I mean, I just don't get Cortana out of this. Jen Taylor, who voices Cortana in the Halo games and plays the character in the series via performance capture, says the show is a different kind of beast. Yeah, different. Do you want it to be exactly the way you've already played it and already seen it? I'm not sure. Like I said, it'd be cool to have different stories, but you still want it to be faithful. We didn't look at the game. They're just gonna up and admit it. Just up and admit it. That's where I was like, wow, they admitted they didn't even. Also, which game? There's multiple games. We didn't talk about the game. Halo 1 season showrunner Stephen Kane says of his prep with the game's developer, 343 Industries. We talked about the characters and the world, so I never felt limited by it being a game. Being a game shouldn't be a limitation. That should be like, you should be talking about this. You should be playing the games, or the actors at least should be watching some cutscenes and stuff. Get some sort of idea so that they can get into character more. And obviously the writer and director, they need to know exactly what's going on there. And this is the thing that always happens is when Bungie had Halo, they literally had like a Halo Bible. They were so strict when it came to like comic books or any other books or any type of other interpretations. They were so protective over their baby. They did not allow things to, that they didn't want to just cash grab. They didn't want things to break canon. They wanted things to be accurate. And it makes me sick to my stomach whenever new studios get a hold of franchises and they don't care anymore, like the original ones did. Same thing with Tomb Raider. Granted, you know, the Tomb Raider movie was still in Tomb Raider was still in Core Design's hand when the Tomb Raider movie happened, and they still didn't completely follow canon, which I still have problems with to this day. But I am still overall happy with how they portrayed Lara. She still was very accurately portrayed in personality and overall aesthetic, I would say. But that's another discussion. I can't hijack every video about making about Tomb Raider. The Halo showrunner says he gives credit to Microsoft. You can pitch them something brand new, and unless it really complicated them in terms of the canon or the values of the show, they embraced it. Okay? With a budget running more than $10 million per episode, the Halo TV series, already renewed for season 2, is easily Paramount Plus's strongest argument yet that it belongs at the big kids table with Netflix, Disney Plus, Amazon Prime Video, and HBO Max. Again, aesthetics look phenomenal, but I just don't have a lot of hope for this other than that, unfortunately. Halo is a swing for a broad audience, says Tanya Giles, Chief Programming Officer at Paramount Plus. My hope is this expands what the Paramount Plus brand can mean. Showtime co-president of entertainment Gary Levine on Halo series moved to Paramount Plus. We knew it could really thrive there, and they could throw a whole lot of money at it to ensure it's a success. You gotta please fans, though. Halo Season 1 ends with a great cliffhanger, says Amblin Television President Justin Favli. Read the feature here. Okay. Here, Stephen Ford says, games are literally the purest form of experiencing a story. What an idiot. I agree. To be honest, I don't think it's as bad as it sounds when he says we didn't look at the games when they just spoke about characters in the world, which is what the game is about. And assuming 343 reps did a good job at breaking it down, it should still feel like Halo, but we shall see. We'll see. You know, I do think that they should have looked at the games, though. This should have been something that the director and the writer should have cared about. They shouldn't have needed 343 to just tell them everything. Obviously, you need that connection, but it should have been so much more than that. And they should have actual diehard fans, okay? Diehard fans for some consulting on this kind of stuff. I still think any type of video game movie or TV show, or even other studios that are continuing games that they previously did not have access to, like Crystal Dynamics with Tomb Raider, for example, it would make the most massive difference if they would consult fans and actually listen and actually try to make fans happy. Because what we have in this case looks like a probably woke-washed Halo, where they want to capitalize on fans and they want fans to watch and they want the fans' money, but they don't want to make the fans happy. I guess we'll see when it comes out. It hurts my heart, though, because these pictures look so good. But I don't know, just from what I've read already with some of the woke stuff they're throwing in, and the fact that they don't really seem to care that much about being faithful to the games, not to mention Cortana's whatever they got going here. It's I don't think it's the most promising thing in the world, but I'll save final judgment for later. I'm curious what you guys think. But let me go ahead and go into some recent comments from my recent videos. James says, so let me get this straight. Racism, hate speech, discrimination, calling for death equals fine. But a funny, lighthearted shirt equals horrible. That was like on my video about getting an Instagram warning and Facebook warning for my shirt. For my, St. Patty's Day shirt. Brittany says, I was hoping you would cover the Tomb Raider poll results. Yay. Hope you enjoyed it. I hope CD is paying attention to what the fans want. This mod looks amazing, right? Have you seen the fan remake preview from Tomb Raider Angel of Darkness from Julian Freak Raider? I have, and it looks so freaking good. She says, I know Tomb Raider doesn't always need fancy graphics, but I would love to see Angel of Darkness done right with better controls. I think it had such a cool story. I agree. I think what Freak Raider is working on looks stunning. I would encourage you guys to look it up if you haven't already. All right. Mythanderer says, you're a fellow free thinker who can entertain a thought without marrying it. I would say conspiracy theorist is just a term they use to shame people out of thinking for themselves. I agree. And I love looking at conspiracies and I love sharing them on my Instagram stories just for like, oh, interesting. Some of them I believe, some of them I'm just skeptical about, some of them I don't believe, but it's just like, okay, you know, I just like to, I like to look into stuff that kind of questions my reality. I don't like to be stuck in a bubble where everything is this way no matter what. I love things that question my reality. And then later I'll decide if I'll believe it or not. But I do like it. And unfortunately, a lot of people do not. And they get very angry. And I get DM requests from people ridiculously mad because I shared a conspiracy that I didn't even say if I believed it. I was just like, I do that a lot. I do like the emoji. Oh my gosh, they get so mad. Dante says, hey, I found your channel yesterday and I thought that you have made, or I thought that you make interesting videos on gaming. Saw you in my recommended today, and to find out that you were a Christian was surprising. I think you have some good ideas and some interesting trivia, so I'll be sure to watch your uploads regularly. Have a happy St. Patrick's Day. Thank you. I did. Thank you so much. Stephen Tibbles says, wait, Philip DeFranco constantly threatens to punch people in the throat. Well, you know, Instagram and all that, they don't get mad if you are on the approved narrative side. They can get away with stuff. The wokies can get away with the most worst things. Zuffin says, who knew one of my favorite YouTubers from back in the day was this based? Glad to be back in the community. Thank you so much. It makes me so happy. Thank you. Paul says, personally, I feel threatened by your shirt and post. I am hiding in a safe space now. This made me laugh so hard. Find your safe space, folks, because I'm about to go boom. All right, let me go into the verse of the day. This also makes me think of a lot of virtue signaling that goes on social media all the time, and I feel like this is relevant. So Matthew 6, verses 1 through 4, this is in regard to giving to the needy. It says, beware of practicing your righteousness before other people in order to be seen by them, for then you will have no reward from your Father who is in heaven. Thus, when you give to the needy, sound no trumpet before you, as the hypocrites do in the synagogues and in the streets, that they may be praised by others. Truly, I say to you, they have received their reward. But when you give to the needy, do not let your hand know what your left hand know what your right hand is doing, so that your giving may be in secret, and your Father who sees in secret will reward you. And this is true. I see so much. I think we all see it all the time on social media where, especially with, I don't know, but we see it a lot where some people can't do anything good for anybody without having to share it on social media. Oh yeah, I did this today. I gave a homeless man money today. I, helped my neighbor change their tire. This, that, or the other. And they always got to share when they do something good. It's like, okay, did you just want the attention for it? Does it really, are you really that righteous of a person if you're just doing it just for, you want glorification for it? And this also applies to all the virtue signaling that goes on whenever the current thing happens and it's plastered on people's bios, the hashtags, this, that, and the other. Now, in some cases they want to spread awareness, and that's all fine and good. So I'm not totally going to judge everybody who does that, even though I think a lot of them do it for the points. But that's not my place. I can't see their heart, and I can't say. But I will say it's people who expect everybody to do that makes me very frustrated. And I know there's so many times when certain movements are going on that you see people on social media saying, oh, I noticed some of my peers are being awfully quiet right now. They're not sharing this. They're not posting about this. Why aren't they posting about if they've donated to this cause or this or that? They have no idea what we do. And there's times where there have been causes that I've donated to, but I haven't shared it on social media. And I've gotten subtweeted about stuff like, oh, I noticed some big influencer friends of mine aren't sharing this cause. They're not helping this cause. And it's like, you don't know what crap I'm doing or anyone else is doing. And not everybody has to parade as an activist on social media. A lot of people who parade as activists are doing it for the points. They're doing it so they can look good more than actually from their heart. And so for me, whenever I do stuff, I like to keep this in mind. When I want to help people or I want to help a cause or something like that, I like to do so in a way where I can be discreet about it, and because I don't do it for a pat on the back. And yeah, unfortunately, in the age of social media right now, a lot of people want the glorification for stuff. And that's what it's about for them. So that ain't it. That ain't good. Okay. Not that I'm perfect in any way. Just saying. I try to keep this. I was just taught this my whole life, dude. Like, my mom, she made sure me and my brothers were humbled. It was just like, yeah, she definitely made it very, she made some very strong points, and she like hit us upside the head with it. Don't you go doing stuff because you want attention. You do stuff from your heart. If you're going to help people, it better be from your heart. So anyway, thanks, Mom. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know what you think in the comments below. And I'll see you guys tomorrow. In the meantime, go boom.